In today's episode of The Weekly Shop with Charlie Cohen, we're going to be exploring the wonderful world of lockpicking. Roll the intro. Alright, so lockpicking is an amazing thing whether you want to go into your friend's locker or just have some fun and pick any locks and break into your own house. Possibilities are endless and it's very cool. Like, I just picked it up as a hobby and it's very cool. So basically what you're going to do is you need the different picks. So here's a big set of them which has all the different types of different things. And then we're going to talk about the three most useful things. So first, we have the most common one ever, the single pin pick. Very cool. It's what you use for most of the common type of lock called pin tumbler locks, which is a standard lock. Then we have very important tension wrenches. So they're used on every time you pick a lock. No matter what pick you're using, you'll always need a tension wrench of some sort. And also we have a race pick, which is another type of lock, but it's similar to the single. Okay, so this is our practice lock. It's basically a clear lock, so you can see the internals of the lock. It's very useful. It works like a normal lock. Turn the key. And then, so here's actually the interesting of how a lock works. So if you look in the cylinder, when you have it, there are actually all these little pins. See, these tiny little things that are what actually make the lock work. And those pins are actually these. So these spring-loaded things that clog up the keyway. Basically, when you stick the key in, it puts each pin to the perfect height where they're all out of the keyway now. So you can turn the key, which releases some latches on here and opens the lock. So basically lock picking is on the basis of each lock is flawed. Even if it's a tiny flaw, they're basically exploiting the flaws in these locks to pick them. So the standard principle for picking is you'll get your tension wrench here and you basically stick it in the top of the keyway. And if you're wondering on a practice lock and where to find picks and stuff, I'm going to put a link on screen right now. And so basically what you're going to do is you put your tension wrench, and depending on the lock, you're going to apply different amounts of pressure. But I found for a practice lock, you can generally apply full pressure, just like push really hard until it doesn't turn. You want to turn clockwise, so the direction of the keyway. If you look at, you turn the key clockwise, so that's the direction you'll turn the tension wrench in. What you can do is basically you see the pins and you want it to push down until they set down, and they're called a set pin. So I've got one there, that's two, and then that's three, that's four, and the lock just opened. And this is a super simple one, and it's very easy. It may take a bit of work to master. And then the other method is raking, where you do the same thing, you apply pressure, but instead of sticking that pin and setting each individual pin, what you want to do is you're basically going to get this and you're basically just going to go and randomly jumble the rake about in the key. And eventually it will be picked. Sometimes you do have to reset it. Something gets stuck. And also often try and be careful that you're not having the tension wrench clog up the keyway. It'll pick up tiny bits of it, but eventually it might take a bit of time, but in some cases it will still work. Not all locks can be raked though. So yeah, I'm having a bit of difficulty raking it this time. Alright, let me just try again. I haven't been having much luck. And stick it in and there we go. See, picked very nicely. Sometimes it doesn't work for you and then it's all good. And to show how simple it is, I'm gonna have my mum come in and she's gonna try picking it. Okay, so yeah, my mum's here. Say hello.
Hello?
Okay, and I'm gonna put it in a vise. This is where I was saying it gets a lot easier because it sort of holds up the lock for you, and you can also even shine a light on it. That makes it easy. And to show the lock's all working, normal lock. And here we go. She's gonna rake it. Here's a rake. Here's a pick. And I told her the exact same instructions I gave all of you. And she's gonna just rake it just like I did. And it's almost there. See? Simple. And she's like basically never picked a lock before. And so good job.
Thank you.
You picked the practice lock. And now we're going to move on to the more difficult master lock number 3. So this is an extremely common type of lock, but funnily enough, you actually should not buy this. It is way too simple. Like, I'd only ever picked the practice lock, and I got this and I super easily picked it. And it looks like a big strong lock, but it's super easy to pick, so I would suggest only buying this if you actually want to pick it. So here, I'm going to show how simple it is to pick. I'm just going to hold this in my hand. The more advanced way, I started off doing it in a device, but now you're going to just hold it in your hand, like that. I'm going to show how surprisingly simple it is to pick this master lock number 3. Again, I'll put the link to buy this on the screen. And yeah, sometimes this lock can be a bit, like sometimes it's super easy to pick, sometimes you just can't pick it. It's funny. It seems as though today it did not want to let me pick it. So excuse me, Mr. Lock. Please pick. Let's try again. Okay, let's give this a second shot. Oh, it looks like it's picked. Sometimes it does this weird thing, and there we go. We did it. A bit more difficult to pick. Master lock number 3. Awesome lock again. Link is on screen right now. These are all Amazon links, and they'll take you to where you can buy the lock. So I find this lock is a good, once you've mastered the practice lock, it's great to use because it's a difficult lock, but it's not as difficult as some really cool locks. Like crazy ones that are super difficult to pick. And that concludes the second episode of the Weekly Show with Charlie Carmen. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next episode. See you later.